Scruffy. How you doing? Okay, got a meow tonight. You were silent last night, and then you threw up. So maybe I'll take it as a good omen that you're not going to throw up tonight. Okay, so I have your ocean whitefish and kibble. So let me open the door here, and I'll bring out your food. Yeah. So it's a little early, but it's kind of our it's about maybe 25 minutes earlier than last night. Okay. Big glove on. So, if you saw last night, Scruffy threw up. Not really sure why. I presume he just eats too fast. So last night it almost looked like he was recovering. Looked like he was going to throw up, and then it looked like he recovered and was able to control it, and then he threw up. And then Scruffy's vomits are pretty consistent in the sense that he always does 3 sets. So he has the first vomit, and then a slight pause, and then immediately followed by a second vomit, and then a slightly longer pause, and then a final third vomit with a lot less stuff coming out. So that makes me think he's eating too fast, and all the food's in his esophagus, not in his stomach, so I don't think it's the food. Because the food doesn't have a chance to digest, and the way he throws up seems to be more just the food stuck. And then he eats it afterwards. So I went back in, start cleaning up and getting him more food, and then I had to take out the trash and do other stuff. So by the time I came back, he'd already eaten his vomit, and he seems okay afterwards. So I don't think it's the food. And then if you go back to when I first started feeding him, the first couple times he vomited, I was feeding him just the dry kibble. It was just meow mix. And then after he threw up, I think a couple times I was worried maybe the food was his problem. So I read about other dry cat foods, and I read that the Kirkland was pretty good quality and shouldn't cause any cats problems. So if it is a digestive problem of the dry cat foods, Kirkland's one of the better ones. So I tried that, and then he still managed to throw up. So I got more concerned, and that's when I started mixing in wet cat food. And then he continued to throw up, even with wet cat food, and then I basically decided, it must be him just eating too fast. And that's also why I put the balls in his bowl, to try to slow him down. I think it's helped a little, but he still throws up from time to time. But at least it's not every day. And I think overall, Yeah, it's not that often, but when he does, it's a big dramatic event. So I was thinking if maybe the way I served the food last night may have made a difference. So I noticed that I had let the pate kind of clump together. So I always mix the pate with the kibble, and then put it at the bottom of the bowl, and then I put the balls on top of it. Last night happened to be, let's say, slightly more concentrated mass, so it was a little denser than other nights, and it's a little more packed, and it didn't take up the full bottom of the bowl. And I'm wondering maybe because it was denser, maybe that's a possible trigger for him throwing up. So tonight I tried to make it a little less dense, so it's a little more broken up to let it stick to each other. But thinking about the kibble I used to feed him, that's never been clumped together since the kibble doesn't stick to each other, and he still managed to throw up on the kibble, so I don't think that's actually the issue. But I kind of thought it through as I was mixing up the bowl, so I did it. But in retrospect, it's probably not the issue. So Scruffy likes the neck rubs tonight, and he likes climbing the glove, and hugging the glove. So I think he's a little more friendly tonight. Didn't get the silent treatment like last night. And then a few nights ago, he was almost dead silent. I withheld my initial pets just to see if he would meow. Trying to get a reaction from him. So I think a few nights ago, I think he was mad at me. I think maybe he saw me in the kitchen early preparing dinner, and maybe he thought I'd be out a little faster. For whatever reason that night, it was taking me more time to prepare. It's probably, I don't know what I was doing. It might have been related to my soup. So it might have been I don't know. Maybe it was the new batch. I don't remember. So his fur looks like it's shedding off. So there are big clumps under his neck that are just hanging there, kind of in knots. And so it's like last year. Eventually they'll come off, but they look really bad. And when I pet past him, it's almost like kind of knocking like boxing punching bag or something, because it's kind of it's kind of clumped. So that part I won't be brushing. It's directly under his chest, so I never am able to brush under there anyway. So. Okay, well, I think we're close to food time here. Want to start your dinner? Yeah? Okay, let's get your food. Yep. Okay. Brush. So yeah, he's been freaking out with me brushing on that side, so I'm trying not to do too much on that side right now. But I'm gonna slowly try to do a little more and more each day. But I think that's good for now. So let's see. I saw Scruffy very early this morning out in the rocks, but I didn't get any video of that. It was kind of a cold morning again, so it made sense he was on the rocks. And then later in the day, yeah, he was back on the table, sleeping, I think. And I saw him kind of throughout the day on the table, sleeping. So got some footage of it. And let's see, at lunch. Oh, okay, yeah, so around lunchtime, yeah, he was on the table, and then he woke up, and he jumped off. I actually caught him jumping off the table, and heard something. And since he jumped down, it looked like he was going to lie down near the railing of the deck, maybe go to sleep. But since he was awake, I decided to bring out the water then. So came out the water. Yeah, I don't think he was that pleased to see me. And then after I went back in, I watched him for a little bit longer to see if he'd come for the bowl, and he didn't. So then I closed the blinds, and then I think, I was just cleaning up or something like that. And then like a minute later, I saw that he was from the kitchen window. He was drinking from the water bowl. So yeah, he took his time, made sure I was completely gone. And then, later on in the afternoon, I saw he was sleeping on the table again. And I did catch him at one point where, it looked like he had woken up, or he was sleeping, and it looked like he was kind of sleeping with his eyes open again. And I think he caught a glimpse of me. But yeah, I wasn't sure if he was actually aware of my presence or not. And then he kind of turned away and then stopped looking at me. So let's see, yesterday so instead of going for my normal walk, I decided I wanted to go to the store, so I decided I was going to walk instead of drive, since I needed to get a walk in anyway. And I needed to get a couple things. One of the things is bananas. I mentioned my last trip to Costco, there were no bananas. So I had to get a few other things, and so at first I decided I was going to go to Target. And so I got to Target, and to my annoyance, they didn't have the thing I was looking for. They had bananas, but the major thing I was looking for they didn't have. So I decided I was going to try another store in the area. It means I have to walk further. But figured, well, I need to get the thing that I was after, so try another store. But I did check out the cat food aisle at Target before I left, because I still have enough food for now for Scruffy, but I'm a little past halfway now, so I need to start thinking about getting another pack of cat food. And last time I was at Target, I was complaining that the cat food price had jumped up. So this time, the cat food shelves were almost empty. I was kind of taken aback. It's shortages. Wow. Not good. So getting. So I've been concerned, but I continue to be concerned about shortages and rising prices and all this other stuff. It's, I think, going to get a lot worse as time goes on. I don't see any catalyst to reverse the trend here. Quite frankly, I'd actually take the price increases over the shortages. The shortages are actually much worse. Though I'm worried we're going to get both. So I'm worried the politicians are going to start implementing price controls as it gets more out of hand, and then that's like the worst possible combination, because things will be expensive, and then people, suppliers will just stop making stuff because their costs are basically not going to justify them filling the shelves anymore. So you can either pay more, or the worst alternative is you can't get anything that you want. And paying more, I think, is the more viable and pleasant alternative than not being able to get anything, no matter what you're willing to pay. So I went to another store, and I went to another store. So I finally ended up at another grocery store, and so I did get my bananas finally. Their selection is actually kind of bad, but at least they had some. So they didn't have a lot. So I wonder if there's something bigger going on with bananas. And then their supply was basically extremely green. So there was, I didn't want them that green because I actually ran out. So when I started eating them, and I didn't want to wait for them to ripen. So they had the combination of very green and then a couple that were overripe. So I bought mostly really green, but then I bought two very overripe ones. So I'm hoping that I'll go through the overripe ones, and then the other ones is them being in a mature enough state that I can eat them. And since I've had no appetite the past few days, so it'll probably take me a little bit longer to go through the bananas. So I didn't finish my dinner last night. I actually forced myself to eat lunch today. So I said I wanted to go for a run today, so I felt like I needed to eat something. Still had a terrible run. I once again, about halfway through, I tried to convert it into intervals because right now I'm just so stressed that, or maybe it's depression, I don't know. But yeah, I can't focus, so I can't keep a pace with my runs. The shorter intervals, I can at least keep pace for the short interval. So I can try to focus for 30 seconds or whatever. But it wasn't very disciplined intervals because usually it's on off. So fixed amount of time sprinting, fixed amount of time recovery, and then repeat. And it wasn't being very precise with either today. So my head's in another place right now. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of my problem. So I was on the phone all day again, talking to different brokerages, trying to figure out if different brokerages had any different ideas on how to get out of this problem. And fortunately, nothing was really said that makes me feel any better. Well, scratch that. There was one thing that was said. It doesn't make me feel that much better, but yeah, it makes me feel a little better. But I'm not enough to get my appetite back. So I did my math wrong, and I thought my maximum loss was off by a factor of 10. So I thought my maximum loss would be 10 times greater than what it actually is. So that's a major sigh of relief. So rather than just being completely wiped out, I'm just going to have a big loss that I can, in theory, survive, but yeah, it doesn't make me that much happier. Because yeah, the truth of the matter is I shouldn't be in this situation. So the way the thing's supposed to work is I'm never supposed to even come close to max loss, and I shouldn't have to take a max loss when I should be in max profit. But because of the weird the rules that they are enacting, my max profit is turned into a max loss. So I'm really stressed here, and under normal circumstances, there was no way I was ever going to take a max loss. So it's really, really, really unfair here. So I'm trying to figure out how to get this fixed because I think everyone knows it's really unfair. I thought I might get more help, but so far, nope. Okay, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.